Hi.
Hi, Zaina. It's
Hi,
it's Zaina,
Kat.
right?
Sorry?
You pronounce it Zaina?
Zaina, correct.
Amazing.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm actually at my boyfriend runs a pop-up here in Toronto, so we just actually pivoted to do online like pickup and pre-orders. So that's why I'm like
All
in this
over the place.
empty restaurant.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I do really appreciate you taking the time to jump on live. I know we had a little bit of a reschedule happen. We were supposed to come on at 2, but that is
Yes.
totally okay. I'm just so
Thank you
happy.
so much for that.
Oh, absolutely. Life happens. I mean, working from home has been very tough. For me, I mean, my brother has autism, and for him, he's not going to school anymore. And he's just kind of like wondering like what's going on, why am I at home all of a sudden and not going to school? So it's tough for everyone, so I totally understand. And again, I still do want to thank you for squeezing us in and taking some time to chat with us today. I'm really excited to virtually meet you. I've seen you everywhere on Instagram for the past couple of months. um, I've seen the content planner everywhere for the past couple of months, and I would just love to dive in and talk about your tips on building your online content and kind of sharing with our community, with the Run the World Summit community, what the content planner is and how they can get their hands on one. So do you maybe want to go into a brief kind of like introduction?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, Dana, thank you again for having me on this Instagram Live. I've also seen Run the World Summit and I've seen you. So it's really great, in these times to actually keep meeting people who are new and making new connections. I think, yes, it's really hard, but there's also kind of a light at the end of the tunnel with opportunities like this because we're all taking it online now. So especially with my offerings, I've been able to reach more people across the world because I've taken it online. So thank you so much for having me. First and foremost, hi everyone. My name is Kat Gaskin. I'm the founder and designer of the Content Planner, which is the first and only physical planner for your blog and social media. So it is not a Google Sheet, it is not a digital template, it is a physical paper planner, especially if you prefer to write things down, if you're a pen and paper kind of person, and you like crossing out your goals. That satisfying, like really just motivational feeling of crossing something out that you've gotten done. That's what the content planner is built on. And I started that whole business back in 2016. So it's been 4 years now. And it's grown to a multi six-figure e-commerce brand. It's the most unique planner on the market because I created it. I
I love
am
that.
by trade, yeah, so I'm by trade a graphic designer and content creator. So I have a background in, web design and user experience. And I realized that there wasn't any sort of planner on the market that I could actually plan my content. So it's not a daily agenda. This isn't where you write down your fitness workouts or, how much water you're drinking in a day. This is just for your online content. And I'm sure you can agree with this, is that especially now, online content is the only way you can
Right,
reach your people. It's
right.
the only way. You can't do events now with the state of everything. And yes, it is a lot harder to network in person. However, there is a global audience out there waiting to discover your brand, to find out about your products, to learn about your services and your digital projects. So that's what the content planner is. And in terms of my top tips, so I came up with just 3 essential top tips, especially if you've never started content planning. Like, give me hearts if you are new to the whole content planning world and if
Right.
you want to get into it, because I know there's a lot of beginners there. So
So,
can I
Kat, sorry
dive in?
to cut you off. Yeah, sorry to cut you off.
Oh,
I
okay.
actually have a couple of questions that maybe will lead into
Oh,
to.
okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So I know it's taking you a couple of years, maybe I think it was 6 years, I'm not sure, to
Hmm.
plan the creation of the content planner. So I just want
It
to
didn't,
know.
no, so it didn't take 6 years.
Okay,
It's the company started in 2016.
2016. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
been 4 years.
Yes.
Okay, and what inspired you to start the content planner, and why is the content planner so important to you?
So I think where you're getting that number from is how long I've actually been working for myself and planning my content without the planner.
Oh,
So
without the planner.
yeah, so from the jump, like from October 2012, I've been working for myself and I'm a planner freak. Like I love highlighters and pens and washi tape. I'm so that girl, and
Yeah.
stickers and all of that. And in high school, I used a daily planner every single day for planning out like what classes we would go to. It was a very different curriculum than the normal, like, okay, you're going to this class with this teacher Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It was a self-directed high school. And so we were given this agenda, and every day we would have to plan out our day, to the point where at the end of the school year, you had to make sure you got all your credits in and you got all your projects in. It was called self-directed learning. So that's where I first fell in love with planning. And then once I quit my job, as you know, like, you have to plan and set goals.
Yeah.
Or else, what are you going to wake up and do? Like, how do
Yeah.
you not have a plan
Yeah.
waking up and having the world in the palm of your hands? But what are you actually going to do with that? How are you going to take that big goal and dream that you have and break it down into smaller, more tangible tasks in like your day-to-day? So that's when I first started realizing, wow, you have to plan your day every single day as an entrepreneur and as a business owner. And that translated into my content because I started using Instagram. And this is for my personal brand, Salty Pineapple, which is at Cat Gaskin is my personal account. Where I
Right.
first started Instagram, and I showed up and I was like, I actually want to build something here. I want to grow. I want to get in front of my dream brands. I want to figure out this whole hashtag thing. Is there a strategy? Does it work if I add hashtags? Does it not work if I don't have them? Does it work if I tag different brands on my content to see if they'll notice me? And if I show up with a strategy, what kind of results will that get me?
Yes.
So that was like back in 2013, 2014, when I first started really diving into Instagram as a content creator. And I was like, wow, I used my first hashtag and all these likes started coming in and all of these different followers started coming in. And I said, imagine if I actually put time and effort into picking my hashtags. Like,
Right.
if I put them in a group, will that make a difference? Will I see more traction coming my way? That was it for me. I was like, I could probably get this down to a science of what hashtags to use, who to tag on my photos in order to get noticed, especially if you're an influencer or content creator. You want brands to DM you. You want
Yeah.
to be the one that they, like, you want to be sought after for your services. So that's where it all started with the strategy part of it. Every day like clockwork, I would show up, I would post something, I would share an engaging caption, I would comment back to my community and continue building and building and building with very strategic content. Like, this wasn't fluff. This was always content that had a purpose.
Yes.
And
Nothing
doing
random.
that, yeah, nothing random. Like, this was a no fluff zone, especially for my personal brand, because I wanted to hopefully inspire people to travel and find their inner creative artists.
Which is
So
you wanted to do. That was your ultimate goal.
yeah. And so with that, I didn't have a planner. So I was just doing this on the whim with my post-it notes everywhere and with my
Right.
own daily agenda, but it just didn't have the sections and functionality and layout that I wanted. So me being a graphic designer and a business owner at the time, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to design one, because I couldn't find one on Google. I tried to
Love
search for it and I was like, oh, this definitely exists. A content planner definitely exists. So
it.
I
And you
ended up
find
just
one.
Googling the content planner, nothing. Yeah, couldn't find one. It
Okay.
didn't, nothing like it had ever hit the market. And I said, let me take a chance on this, because if I need it, maybe, a few hundred other people will need it. So fast forward 4 years, and now I have thousands of customers from all around the world. And it's this really incredible community of business owners who love to plan out their content.
I love that. And you just saying that, I just got goosebumps, because that is one of the reasons why I started Run the World Summit, is because I really wanted to create, a community and a sisterhood, because that's something I've never had. But I've also really wanted to, I really wanted to highlight these badass female identifying businesses that are doing so well, and that started from solving a problem, just solving something that wasn't available, and that you were like, you know what, if I need this, I know a lot of other people might need this too. So that's amazing. I'm so happy for you, and I really wish that the content planner continues to get into the hands of everybody. And I don't have one yet,
This is only
but
the
I am
beginning.
going to grab myself. Can you okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
I think it just had a little blip.
Yeah, sorry, you were just a little bit pixelated, but okay, that's amazing. And I know the topic of today's conversation and today's session is to talk about the 3 essential tips that you have for building your online content. So what would be the first tip that you want to dive right into and share?
Yes. So the first tip when it comes to content planning, especially an essential tip, like if you have no idea where to start and you're like, I want to get more strategic and purposeful with my content, my most favorite source of content ideas and really valuable feedback is from my community. So my biggest tip, number one, is to reach out to your community, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or via email. And I always say to ask them this one question is, what is your one biggest struggle, misconception, pain point, or fear when it comes to, and then insert your expertise. So for me, it's content planning. I want to know, how can I help you when it comes to your content planning? What problems are you having with planning your content? How can I help you stay more organized when it comes to your social media strategy? So asking that one main question, and I'm not talking about, opening it up and saying, okay, tell me your life story.
Yeah.
What are 10 things that you need help with? Just one. Like, you just want one pain point from one of your potential customers and start there. Because then once you have all the answers, I then put it into a document. Like, I record all of their pain points and customer struggles, and then I essentially reverse engineer it into captions, email headings, like website copy, sales page copy. For example, with my community, whenever I ask them what their biggest problem is, it's consistency. It's
Right.
consistency. They don't want to mess up their planners because they're obsessed with, this idea of perfection and that their plans have to be really pretty and neat. Another struggle is that they can't come up with content ideas. So me knowing that and me knowing those 3 pain points, I can make a caption that says, you know, do you struggle with consistency? Do you struggle with coming up with content ideas for your business? Well, here's how you do it. I'm going to give you my top 5 tips on how to generate a ton of content ideas for your business so that you stay consistent with your content plan. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes,
So it's
absolutely.
all about diving into your customer struggles. That is like the most valuable treasure chest of gold, and it's free. Like, you can
Right.
use any social media platform to ask your community questions. And I find that a lot of business owners are so bad at that because they're just thinking, okay, what do I like as a business owner that I want to see a huge mark? If you don't actually ask your community what they want, and you can't just say, oh, what do you want? Hi, Zaina, what do you want? You have
Right.
to say, hi, Zaina, like, how are you struggling? How can I help you? What problems can I solve when it comes to your online business? Because
Absolutely.
you run 2 accounts, and I'm sure consistency is a struggle. So talk to me about that. What does that mean to
It
you?
is.
And you can literally use that as gold, of like diamonds, to reverse engineer into all your captions, all your sales page copy, all your email marketing headings. That's always my go-to source. So that's my number one tip, first and foremost.
I love that. Yeah, so we have, that's so clever, very smart idea. Love the idea of reverse engineering. Yep. You get into their heads and use your rapport to help them. I love that.
Yeah.
What would be, based on that tip, what would be kind of the best way to go about asking the community? Because I know sometimes people are afraid of not getting a response, or they're afraid of maybe just being left on red. But to me, it's
Happens
like,
all the time.
yeah, yeah. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? They're just not going to respond. But, you never know. Some people might come back and say, you know what, this is what I'm struggling with. And that could really help you.
Yeah, I would say the biggest wall that you're probably going to face is the left on red. You might hear some crickets when you ask this question. So you have to do it a few times. And
Right.
this is all pending that you've been engaging with your community and that you have been, responding back to their comments, answering their DMs. I think a lot of people are searching for like the hacks and the secrets of social media. But guess what? Like, you have to be social and you
Yeah.
have to do the work every single day. I have been doing Instagram since 2013. And I think I've been more like consistent with Instagram than brushing my teeth or going to the gym, because I know that's where my people are. So
Right.
what before you even pose that question, you have to mentally prepare yourself that you might not get a lot of answers at
Yeah.
first. But you have to condition your community to say, oh, okay, I know when Kat asks a question, she'll actually listen to me and put it into action. And I've been doing that since day one. Like, even if you have 0 followers, that's no excuse to not put those measures in place where your
Right.
community does feel listened to. Like, by all means, you can try and grow followers and try and like hack your way to 10K, but that's not going to matter if nobody is listening to you, if nobody is responding to you. And the best way that I ask this question is a few ways. I either send an email to my direct email list. You can use it as an Instagram caption and get people to comment. You can post it in a Facebook Live and ask them there, and they can just type out right then and there their comments, and then you would go back and record them. I also put it as an Instagram story with the question sticker, but my only thing with the question sticker is lately it's just been really spammy and full of
Oh,
bots. So
yes.
I wouldn't
I'm receiving
recommend.
so many of like these
Yeah.
bots sending me very irrelevant stuff,
Ugh,
and I'm like,
yeah,
it's
it's the
useless.
worst. Yeah, so my workaround for that right now, for the time being, while Instagram fixes that, is to simply post the question as text and then ask them to DM you. Because at least if they DM you, you'll kind of beat the algorithm and it will tell Instagram that you have a closer relationship with that person.
Right.
Therefore, your content will get pushed to the top. So that's the workaround for now. I don't know if Instagram's going to fix that. It's really annoying
Really annoying.
to post a question sticker and then have 50 bot responses. So for now, post it in a story, put your question, and then direct them to your DMs.
Love that. I love that. And by the way, if anybody has any questions, I don't know, Kat, if you want me to go through the questions after you finish off your tips or during. What do you prefer?
Yeah, I think we can go. Let's do the tips first, and then we can do the
Okay,
Q&A at the end.
let's do that.
Okay, great. So the second tip, once you gather all that community feedback and you have it in your Google document, you have to come up with some sort of plan and you have to write it down, because writing has so many benefits in terms of your creativity. It boosts your motivation, and it's also a form of learning. So as you're writing something down, I'm not talking about typing or scribbling it on your tablet. It's actually a pen to paper thing that science has proven keeps you more accountable to your goals
Yes.
and inspires your creativity. Like, have you ever been writing in your journal or wherever, and you're just kind of writing down, and then all these ideas start forming?
Yeah, it's like a
Because,
flow. You get into a flow.
yeah, you get into a flow. And I think because we're so obsessed with digital platforms, that writing things down, especially now, is going to be very important. And it's kind of what the masters do. They
Right.
don't really go on their computers and plan things out. It's all about writing it down. So if you want to use the content planner, if you want to use whatever piece of paper you have, but to form a content plan that has a date and specific goals that have deadlines, that's going to get you towards your goals a lot faster than if you're just going to, pull up your phone and say, okay, what am I going to post today?
Right.
Maybe I'll post this random photo of my breakfast from this morning. Okay, now what do I put in my caption? Well, I'll just write down, hey, hope you're having a good day. And then you post it. How's that working for you? Like, did anyone click on your website from that? Did anyone buy your product? Did anyone DM you? Probably not, because it
Right.
didn't have a strategy, it didn't have any sort of purpose. And I've seen firsthand, it's completely changed the way that I show up on Instagram. You can go check out my account if you want. The
Yes.
receipts are all there. Or I've heard tons of feedback from the thousands of business owners that now own the content planner that say, I'm so much more clear on my plan. I have a direction. I
Yeah.
actually have a plan, because
There's a guide.
it can't all be in here.
Yeah.
You have to get it down on paper so that you can just see it. And most importantly, I feel like when I write something down, I've created more physical space inside of my mind so that new, fresh ideas can come about as well. So the
Yes.
second tip is to write it down.
Yes. I love that you said that, because sometimes I'll be like getting ready for bed and going through my night routine, and I'll have all of these ideas come into my mind, and I'm like, oh, I'll just write them down tomorrow, and I can't focus on anything else because they're
Yeah,
all jumbled up in my mind until I write them down, and I just kind of put them in that space and take them out of my head.
yeah, totally.
So absolutely, I love that. So your second tip would be write it out.
Write it down, pen to paper, map it out, add some dates to it, and you have a plan. It's not that complicated, I promise.
Yeah. Awesome. And
Great.
what would be your third tip after you've reached out to the community, you've gotten your feedback, you know kind of what they're struggling with, you've written out your plan, you've put it down on paper, what would be the third and final step?
Right. So the third and final step is the most important because you've done all that work. Zaina just recapped it for you. Now you have to actually execute. So tip number 3 is you have to take action on your plans. If they're just sitting all pretty and proper in your planner, but nothing is happening with them, then what's the point? Like, why would you waste your time spending all these hours and all of this mindset and putting all this energy into your plans if you don't actually execute on them or take action? And I find with my community especially, it's full of action takers. Like, I get messages every day from, hey Kat, I took action on my plans today and now I'm collaborating with one of my dream brands, or I hit my sales goal for this month, or I crossed out all my monthly goals. Like,
how does that make you feel when you get those messages?
Just like, I feel warm in my chest. It's a little bit tingly, you know. I just feel warm inside. Yeah, like warm and fuzzy, because it's people that I've never met in person, but we automatically have this connection through the content planner, which for me, it's my heart and soul. Like, I put everything into it. I didn't hire a graphic designer. I didn't hire a coach to help me figure out what to put in it. It's literally from, 20 years plus of using a daily planner, as well as, having this creative brain of mine. So whenever I get messages like that, it is a huge win for me. Like, I would do this for free every single day of my life.
And it's a huge win for all of us because we are a community. Really want to stress that when one of our fellow female identifying entrepreneurs wins, we all do. It's a win for all of us. So I'm really glad to hear that. And I love that you're receiving all these messages saying that, I love that. It makes me feel really good too.
Yeah, so writing it down, taking action. I don't want you to, spend time with me here, write out your plan, and then get to the point where you don't actually take action.
Yeah.
So what I suggest is the 80-20 rule. If you're planning 20% of the time, then the remaining 80% has to be executing.
Right.
And I even break it down in terms of timing. So if you plan for every 10 minutes of planning, you need to do 40 minutes of execution. You know what I mean? It makes it more tangible for people. And sometimes they can just get stuck in the planning phase, which is not such a bad place to be in, but I want to see you win. I want to see you get the results. And I know it works. Like, I've been doing this for 4 years with the planner, as well as owning my own businesses for 8 years. And I know that once you plan something and you write it down, you know what you're going to post because you have this strategy. And then when you go to post, you feel exceptionally confident. Like, I put all of my effort into creating that image. Yes, I know this caption is going to hit on all of my customer pain points. And now I'm going to share it. And that's probably going to start generating profit in your business and sales, or discovery calls if you're a coach, or at the very least, you're probably going to grow your following and your impressions and your brand awareness because you're sharing content that your people want to see.
I love that. I love that. So the third and final point is to execute.
Yes, period. Simple, clear. But it's really hard for some people, FYI. We all know this.
But you know what? I feel like with step 2, actually writing it out and formulating your ideas, putting it on paper, that's what's going to help you execute.
1000%. Yeah. It's so much easier to take action when you actually know what to do.
Yes, absolutely. So that was amazing. I'm also writing my own notes down too as we're talking, but I'm just trying to keep track of timing here because I know you have a busy schedule. So let's dive into some of the questions here, and let me pull this up. I feel like I got the lighting is not doing well. Is this better?
Yeah, I mean, your lighting's perfect. At least there's sunshine.
Oh, I love to just sit in front of the sunshine. Okay, I think this is...
Yeah.
No. Is this okay?
Yeah. It's great. I love it.
because I can't really see my screen very well, but then it gets too dark. So let's go into the first question here. Okay. What would you say is the most important function and feature of the content planner?
Oh my God, there's so many. Okay, let me think. Okay, I know my favorite one is the win section at the end of each week. So in the planner, it's a monthly spread planner. And at the end of each week, there's a little section where you can track your wins. And it might seem really insignificant, like, oh, why would I write down, the day-to-day things that happen? But there have been scientific studies that have proven when you write something down and you celebrate it and you keep track of it, it keeps you on track towards your bigger goals. So if you have a project that it's going to take a few months or a few years
Yes.
even, it's really easy to fall off the map. It's really easy to just give up because you lose steam and you feel discouraged, or you just wake up and you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. I don't feel encouraged. You actually can remove those feelings by writing down your wins. And when I say wins, I say, I gained 5 followers today. I got a message from someone and they told me that they achieved one of their goals. I made $5 in my business. Sometimes I write down, wow, I woke up today, and I'm like really thankful for that.
Yeah.
Because it allows you to just think of the bigger picture of things. And especially as entrepreneurs, we can get so focused on the small details and the things that aren't working in our business. But with that win section at the end of the month, just by me writing a few things down at the end of each week, whenever I don't feel inspired, whenever I need like a little bit of motivation, I'll go back and review it and say, wow, I actually did so much in my business last month. Look at
Yeah.
me go. And
Would
it's
you say
very
the
easy to
win section,
quantify that too.
sorry, would you say is the win section almost kind of like a gratitude space as
Yes.
well?
Yeah, absolutely. It's for tracking your wins and seeing them down on paper and quantifying them, but also practicing gratitude, which we all know is exceptionally powerful.
Yes.
And especially now with the state of everything, gratitude is so key, because if you lose perspective on kind of what you have in life right now, it's a downward spiral. And I know that for me, I'm so lucky that I've had my business to just dive right into and stay focused on. If not, I would be in complete chaos, but staying grounded, feeling like, yes, I can do this, I can make it through. Obviously, I have days that are really bad, but for the most part, when I go look at that section of wins, I'm like, oh wow, I am actually growing. I'm making progress in my business. I can stay on track, even if I just focus on doing the smaller things. Like, it's not
Right.
always about those big wins.
Right. Absolutely. I love that. Let's go in with one more question here. We've
Okay,
got a couple actually, but
great.
um, let's see here. Okay. I hate writing and it takes a long time to really articulate a well thought out caption. How do you work around this?
Yes, Chiquita Banani. First of all, love that Instagram name. And I get that. I actually don't write out my captions when it comes to content planning. I put that all into a Google Doc. So I can type it out, put in my emojis, put in my line breaks. Like, that is all very digital to me, because that's the final step in your content plan. Oh, she's in here right now.
Yes.
And yeah, so when it comes to caption writing for anything, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, like YouTube, or a blog post or something like that, it's all digital in my Google Docs. Or if you want to do an iCloud note, if you want to do an Evernote, a Trello, Asana, whatever digital platform you use, that is like my master caption document. And the way that I set it up is I have a section called to post. So it's
Right.
all my ideas that come to me. Like, I keep it open whenever I'm on my laptop. And just, just like you said, before you go to bed, all these ideas come to you. And so I
Yes.
just have my phone and I'm like, okay, don't forget to write down that idea. And that way I have, okay, a section of to post captions. And then once I post it, I cut and paste it into a section called posted. So I've been doing this from day one of my Instagram account, and now I have 90 pages of captions. So
Wow.
if I ever don't want to post something and I'm not feeling inspired, or life happens and I get really busy, I
Yep.
can just go back and repurpose and recycle old captions. No one is going to know or notice if
Yeah.
you repost something that you posted from, 90 days ago. It's still relevant and you put a lot of time and effort into that. So that's why it's so important to have a digital document for your caption writing specifically.
Wow, I love that. That's such a great idea. Yeah, no one's out here memorizing your captions and
No,
like
I mean, if
being
they
like, oh,
are,
she
wow.
reused this 90 days ago. I love that. We do have a bunch of other questions, but just for time's sake, I do want to wrap up here. And if there's any resources or courses, I know you're offering a workshop on Saturday, and I was like crossing my fingers. I was like, after this live, I really want to go and sign up, because personally, I've never done any workshops. I've never taken any sort of like online workshops or events or anything like that. I really love
Oh,
like
this
in
is the
person.
one.
Yeah. So do you want to maybe
This is the
share a little bit
one.
about that?
Yeah, so the Content Planner Virtual Workshop is an online live 4-hour webinar where me and 100 other people from around the world, we plan our content together. And especially now in this day and age, when I said, online content is the only way to reach your people, you not only learn my strategy, so there's 4 lessons in the workshop. One is the basics of content marketing. Lesson 2 is generating endless content ideas for your business. Lesson 3 is how to actually plan your month to month, using the content planner. And then lesson 4 is all about securing collaborations. So if you're a content creator, influencer, if you're a business owner, it's all about collaborations. Like, I have this feeling that even just with this, like we're collaborating right now, we're partnering.
Yes.
And now more than ever, I feel like that's going to be the way that marketing goes, is collaborating with other communities, because we're all online. So the workshop is a virtual experience. It's 4 hours long. It is very intensive. It's not one of those like fluffy, airy fairy cotton candy workshops where we sit there and just like talk about our feelings. This is
Yeah.
about working in the content planner. Oh, Fearlessly Woman attended.
Amazing.
Um,
The content planner workshop
yeah,
is the bomb. So insightful and easy to understand. I say go for it, worth the investment. I
yes.
love that.
Yeah, so you can click the link in my bio right now. There's still a few spots left for Saturday. You will be sent the free dated May printable, and you'll essentially walk away with knowing how to generate ideas for your business, for your online business to share on social media. You'll become way more confident and clear on exactly how you want to sell your product, how you want to sell your services. And these are strategies that you can't find anywhere else, because they're mine and they're very unique to me. It's
Yes.
not from a coach, it's not from a textbook, it's not
Yeah.
from some YouTube video that I learned. This is from my 20 years of experience
Experience.
planning day to day, and being a graphic designer, content creator, e-commerce business owner, someone who's obsessed with Instagram. Like, I truly believe that you have to learn from someone who's been there and done that, and they have to have the receipts and the reviews and the testimonials to back it up. So if you would like to attend, Dana, I would love to see you there
Yes.
on Saturday. It's a really exciting time. Like, everyone's all up in the chat talking about their content ideas, and it's such a supportive community.
I
So
feel
I
like
would love to have you
sometimes
there.
thank you. Thank you. I would love
Yeah.
to be there. Sometimes you get a little intimidated because you've never joined an online workshop before, or I've never like encountered anything like that. It's usually just the
Yeah.
offline events, but I
Yes.
definitely encourage everyone to check it out. I'm going to check it out right after this live. And again, I really want to thank you so much, Kat, for taking the time to chat with me. And it was so nice to virtually meet you and talk about the
I
content.
know.
And I wish that we were in better times, or we could actually be meeting offline. And
I
not
know.
only,
Hopefully one day. Hopefully
yes,
one day very soon.
I hope so. I hope things kind of get back to normal very soon. And I will hopefully see you on Saturday at your workshop. And if anybody needs to ask Kat any questions or wants to reach you, where can they reach you?
Yes, Instagram DM is the ideal way to reach me. I know there are probably a few more questions, so please feel free to reach out. I am always here to help and offer insights. I am the one answering my direct messages. I'm the one sharing content, and I want to be a resource for you and a guide, because I have this knowledge and I want to be able to share it with a ton of other businesswomen to help them be more successful.
I love that. I love that. Thank you again so
Yay.
much, Kat. And for those that maybe jumped in the middle or that didn't watch the whole live, if it's okay with you, Kat, we were thinking about saving the live and uploading it to our website so anybody at any point in time can go back and watch it.
I love that. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you again so much, and good luck on
Great.
Saturday.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay. Take care. Enjoy the rest of
Bye.
your Thursday.
You too. Bye.
Bye.